Welcome to the Old Time Radio Westerns. I'm your host, Andrew Rhynes, and I'm excited to bring you another episode absolutely free. This is one of over 80 episodes released monthly for your enjoyment. Now, let's get into this episode.
A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver, the Lone Ranger. With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the daring and resourceful masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early western United States. Nowhere in the pages of history can one find a greater champion of justice. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Come on, Silver. Let's go, big fellow. Hi-yo, Silver. Hooray!
Evening had fallen, and the Lone Ranger and Tonto had made camp in the hills outside the small town of Sandy Gulch. As the two men prepared to camp for the night, they discussed the reason for their trip to that particular territory.
I haven't told you yet why we came down this way, Tonto.
That's right. Me know Padre at Mission give you letter that come from Marshall and Pecos. Then you say we ride here. Me know me find out when you ready to tell.
You certainly know how to control your curiosity, Tonto.
It'd get plenty people in trouble.
That's true. Well, I'll tell you now what this is all about. According to Marshal Kinney, a gang of crooks is operating in this territory. The marshal was called upon for help by the sheriff of Sandy Gulch.
Why Marshal not come to help sheriff?
Because he was on the trail of a road agent who held up the Pecos stage. So he got in touch with me through the Padre.
Maybe later we find out.
Down, Tonto, quick.
Shot come from over that way.
I know. I saw the flash over there.
Maybe someone see masked. Think we outlaws.
That's possible. It's still light enough to see. There goes a horseman out of that gully. Oh, wait. Hold your fire, Tonto. We got Silver and Scout and follow him. Come on.
Quickly, the masked man and Indian saddled their horses and then mounted.
Easy, steady, big Scout.
Easy, fella.
Come on, Silver.
Get out, Scout.
Half an hour later, Ace Cheney, a professional gambler who had come to Sandy Gulch several months before and had opened the Gulch Cafe, looked up as a tall, well-built man entered his private office at the rear of the building.
Come down, you two. What's the matter? while ago, I saw a certain very dangerous hombre making camp in the hills, not far from town.
Sit down. Tell me who you're talking about.
All right. You remember when I joined up with you? And I told you about a masked hombre who rides a white stallion, has an Indian for a partner?
Yeah, I remember. There's an hombre you called the Lone Ranger. You said he works on the side of the law.
That's right. And he's the one who's camping in the hills right now. Him and that Indian.
Are you sure he's the hombre you saw?
Of course I'm sure.
Maybe he isn't as smart as you've heard, Utah.
Oh, no? Easy telling you haven't been in Texas long, Ace. Otherwise, you'd have heard about him. And you'd know how smart he is.
Well, I'll take your word for it.
Listen, he's plenty fast, too. I tried to plug him from a nearby gully, but he and that redskin moved like lightning. I didn't hit either one of them.
Utah, you're a fool. If they saw you, they might
They
try to...
didn't see me. I rode away fast when they started throwing lead at me. I came right here to tell you about it. Look, it's plenty bad having those two snooping around, Ace.
They're as smart as you say. It isn't good having them looking around at that. They find out about me and the gang. Wait a minute. Just had an idea.
Yeah? What?
Didn't you say that masked hombre is tall, well-built?
That's right.
Stand up a minute.
Oh, sure, but I don't savvy what you're driving at.
You're tall and well-built, too, Utah.
Yeah, but
you wear a
what's that
mask?
got-
It'll hide that scar on your cheekbone. You'll get a white stallion, and the Indian who cleans up around here could ride with you.
Now, wait a minute, Ace.
I reckon you could tell the Indian how to dress to look like the redskin who rides with the Lone Ranger, couldn't you?
Well, I reckon so, but why should I make out like I'm the mask hombre, Ace? After
Wait
all, I'm
till
not...
I go close that back window. Then I'll tell you just what I have in mind, Utah. Now listen close to what I say, Utah. I'll tell you how this little scheme of mine will get rid of that masked hombre and his Indian friend.
The Lone Ranger and Tonto had followed Utah to the back door of the cafe. They were listening outside the office window and ducked down when Ace came to close it. It was then the Lone Ranger spoke in a low voice.
He didn't see us out here, Tonto. Too bad we can't hear everything.
But we hear him plan to have fellow Utah, another Indian dressed like you, me.
That's right.
We go now, maybe.
No, not yet. You stay here near the window and study that man, Utah. Study every detail of his features, Tonto.
But why we do that?
Later, when we reach camp, I want you to help me disguise myself to look like Utah, and I'll put on my mask. But if anything happens, I'll be ready. Now let's study him closely.
After they returned to their camp, the Lone Ranger and Tonto spent some time disguising the Lone Ranger's features. Finally, they were both satisfied.
There, I think the resemblance is very close.
Scar and cheek. Look plenty real.
Too bad we couldn't hear what they were planning.
Me think them plan to get Lone Ranger into trouble with law, maybe.
Well, we'll be ready for them. Now that we've finished, I'll put on my mask.
Now, what we do?
Ride to the edge of town, Tonto. I'll give you the letter from the marshal, the one he sent to the padre. Then I'll add a note of my own wrapped around a silver bullet. I'll wait in the grove near town while you take them to the sheriff. Now I'll write the note, and we'll leave for town.
It was early the following afternoon when a cowpoke from an outlying spread hurriedly entered the sheriff's office.
Howdy, Sheriff. Glad to find you in your office.
What's happened, mister?
I'm from the Bar W spread. Somebody stole some of our cattle during the night. The boss wants you to come out there with your deputies and try to trail them rustlers.
Sure. How many cattle did you lose?
About 20 head.
I'll get my men and ride out there. Gone for several months now. We've been putting up with all sorts of trouble from crooks around here. I just can't get a line on them. I'll go round up my deputies right now.
It was later afternoon of the same day, about sundown, when Ace Cheney left his office at the rear of the Cavey building and sauntered into the main front room.
Hi, Ace.
Hello, Bill. You're just the hombre I want to see. Come out of that table near the front door.
Everything going all right, Ace?
Yeah. When the rumpus starts outside, get to the front door with me quick so the customers can't get out too fast.
Sure, I savvy.
Hey, Joe. Give everybody a drink on the house.
The drinks are on Ace this time, fellas. Take it easy now. Don't rush me.
Just about time, isn't it? Yeah, any minute now. Reckon Utah will do his part.
Yeah, let's get out there quick.
Come on, Bill, hurry. Yeah, sure.
Hey, look. A couple of hombres heading out of town. Masked man and an Indian. This will stop them. Look out. Gosh, Ace. You knocked my arms full of my aim. You and Bill were blocking the doorway.
There's the sheriff. A couple of old hoots just held up the bank.
Sheriff and his deputies went out to the Bar W spread to trail some rustlers.
Quiet, everybody. You all saw that masked hombre and the big white horse.
The other one with him was an Indian.
Listen. Yesterday, Utah told me he saw a masked hombre and Indian camped on the trail north of town just a short way out. The camp was hidden in a grove of cottonwoods. Utah took a shot at him, but they ran him away. I figure those were the same two. We ought to do something about them right away while their trail is fresh. They'll probably head back to their campsite. They may plan on leaving there soon. We wait for the sheriff to get back, it may be too late.
Hey, Ace is right, fellas.
Yeah, let's get after him.
All right. Get your horses and we'll follow them up to that camp. Maybe we'll be able to grab those crooks before they know we're near. Let's go.
With their attention centered on the excitement at the front door, Ace and the others hadn't noticed Tonto, who had slipped in the back door of the cafe and who stood listening. At first, Tonto considered riding to warn the Lone Ranger at their camp, and then remembering the masked man had plans of his own and had given him certain instructions in case anything happened, Tonto turned and left quickly. A moment later, he stood beside his horse Scout in a grove behind the cafe.
Easy, Scout. Easy, fella. Now we go get Sheriff at Bar W spread. Get him up, Scout!
The twilight shadows were creeping over the camp where the Lone Ranger, whose face under his mask was disguised to resemble Utah, lay resting as he waited for Tonto to return from town with news. Suddenly, the great horse Silver, ever on the alert, gave a warning of approaching danger.
Something startled Silver. Easy, fellow, steady.
For a few moments, the Lone Ranger's keen eyes scanned the surrounding grove, but saw nothing. And then a ring of horsemen, moving cautiously, came toward the camp.
This is it. Have the camp encircled. Steady, Silver.
Wait, mister, we have you surrounded.
At first, the Lone Ranger's hands itched to reach for his guns. And then, as he calmly looked around, he realized it would be useless. He was a perfect target for the closing circle of armed men.
Well, the sheriff isn't with him. I didn't count on that.
Hidden cover, boys. The Indian isn't here, huh? Well, we'll round him up later. Now, before we give you what's coming to you, mister, tell us where that cash is you stole from the bank just a while ago.
Better take his guns, Ace, before you try to question him. Might try to trick you somehow.
Use one hand to unbuckle your gun belt, mister. Let it drop to the ground. Go on.
Right.
Now back up a little. I've taken the guns. Now you may as well put your belt back on.
Silently, the Lone Ranger picked up his empty gun belt and buckled it on. Then he stood calmly looking at Ace.
Now speak up. Where's that cash from the bank?
Still, the Lone Ranger gazed at the crook without speaking. He had a definite purpose for keeping quiet until the proper moment arrived to talk.
That hombre's waiting for you to loosen his tongue, eh?
Yeah, he'll talk, don't worry. We all saw him and that Indian right away from town after robbing the bank.
Hey, let's take him back into town. The sheriff will make him talk.
That's a good idea.
No. I have a better idea, fellas.
Go ahead, Ace. We're listening.
We'll find the cash right around here someplace, I'm sure. We put up with enough from these crooks. The sheriff couldn't get a line on them. Now that we have this one, I say let's fill him with lead right here and now.
The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger adventure. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments. Now to continue. Having trapped the Lone Ranger at his camp, Ace Cheney was anxious to get rid of him before the truth.
Yeah, we'll fill this masked hombre with lead. And we'll get a line on his Indian partner.
Before we plug him, Ace, grab that mask off his face and see what he looks like.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm anxious to see what he looks like. I'll take it off. Watch him.
While the others watched tensely, Ace Cheney carefully went up to the Lone Ranger, who stood without moving.
Yeah, it's off. What?
What's this all about, Ace? How come you show me up like this?
Holy smoke, it's Utah.
Utah, you fool. Why did you come here? You have some explaining to do.
He robbed the bank. Yeah, that's sure something. We'll still plug him.
Wait a minute, fellas. We all know Utah. I don't savvy this, but we'd better take him to the sheriff.
Even if it did turn out to be Utah, this proves he must be one of the outlaws. Let's plug him like we planned.
Sure, why not?
Realizing that his plans had backfired somehow and convinced in the dim twilight that the man before him was Utah, as the others also believed, Ace passed a signal to his man Bill. Then they both suddenly drew their guns.
Bill and I say we're taking Utah into the sheriff, understand?
Make him tell where the bank money is.
Keep your mouth shut, Utah.
I don't know anything about the money.
He's lying.
Yeah, we saw him riding away from the bank.
Hey, here comes the sheriff and his men now.
Steady down. What's going on here? What's this all about, Utah?
Well, if I have to talk, Sheriff...
Shut up, Utah. I'll explain. Sheriff, the men here have the idea Utah robbed the bank in town today. But I'm convinced now it must have been someone else.
I heard about that robbery. And I heard you all formed a posse to hunt the crooks. I trailed you out here. Come on, Utah. What you got to say for yourself?
It's all a mistake, Sheriff, honest.
Mistake nothing.
Keep quiet, everybody. I'll get the truth sooner or later.
These hombres were fixing to shoot me.
There'll be none of that sort of thing while I'm sheriff. Now, Ace, give me those guns you're holding.
Here. Took them from Utah. Don't know where he got fancy guns like that, though.
Yeah, stole them, most likely. All right, you men, get back to town. My deputies and I'll take Utah to jail. Well, get going on there.
More than an hour later, the Lone Ranger, posing as Utah, was in a cell at the town jail. The sheriff talked to him through the bars in a low voice.
Well, mister, looks like things are working out our way so far.
Yes, but for a few moments I thought things were going to get out of hand until you and your men arrived. Where's Tonto, Sheriff?
He's waiting in the shadows behind the jail. He's keeping out of sight.
Good.
Now, here's your mask in case you want to use it later.
Thanks.
You sure fooled Ace and those men with him. It was just dim and shadowy enough there at your camp to let you get by with it. And it was clever the way you talked like Utah.
I admit Ace Cheney was surprised.
Now, Ace asked if he could talk to you here. I told him to come around in a little while. I'm sure he plans to help you escape, so I'm trying to make it easy.
Yeah, that's what we want him to do.
My men will be waiting with Tonto, ready to follow if you and Ace ride away together.
Good.
The guns are in the top drawer of my desk.
Oh, what about the guard who'll be on duty?
I'm leaving the dumbest deputy I have out front.
Oh?
Go easy on him if you have to put on an act. He's not in on the scheme, you know.
I'll go easy. If things go the way we plan, we should have this whole matter settled tonight.
In his office, Ace Cheney, still upset by the turn of events, paced the floor as he talked to his gunman, Bill.
That loco fool Utah. Can't figure out why he was at that camp instead of the Lone Ranger.
Yeah, I knew Utah was too dumb to go through with something like that. Say, what I want to know is where he got those fancy guns and that white stallion.
I don't know. Utah told me he had friends who could rig him out like the Lone Ranger. But I didn't expect his gear to be so good. I'll make him do some explaining after I find out where he hid the cash he took from the bank.
I wonder where that masked man and his Indian partner were. What are you going to do, Ace? If Utah should talk,
I'm planning to get him out of jail before the sheriff can make him talk. I'm going over to see him tonight and help him escape.
I hope you manage it.
Don't worry, I'll get him out. I'll have him meet us behind the cafe. We'll have a bronc ready for him, since the sheriff is holding that white horse he had.
Then what?
We'll take him to the hideout and make him get the cash. After that, Utah will be found dead along the trail by morning. It's too dangerous to have around.
That's right.
I'll go over to the jail now and carry through my plan. See you later, Bill.
Right.
A short time later, the deputy guard walked with Ace to the cell where the Lone Ranger was waiting.
Somebody to see you, Utah.
About time you come to see me, Ace. Thought maybe you forget all about me being here.
Stop beefing. You've been here only a couple of hours. Deputy, let me talk to Utah alone, will you?
All right, Mr. Cheney. I'll give you 5 minutes, but that's all.
You smuggled in a gun, Utah. Here.
A gun, huh? Good for you.
That deputy's all alone here. Get him to come to your cell. Get him inside some way. Sock him on the head and escape. Meet Bill and me behind my office as soon as you can.
Sure. I'll find a way to get him there.
Good. That's up to you. I have to go now. Get there as soon as you can. See you later, I hope.
It was about 10 minutes later when the deputy heard the man he thought to be Utah calling from the cell block.
Deputy! Huh? And now what's eating that hombre?
That grub you gave me sure made me sick. Oh, I can't get up from the floor. Help me onto the bunk.
You sure do seem in a bad way. Take it easy and I'll find out.
Don't move. This gun is loaded, mister.
Holy mackerel, where'd you get that?
Never mind that. Go to the back of the cell and keep quiet. I'll plug you.
Sure. I'll keep quiet.
First, I'll take your keys and guns. I'll get back there quick.
Sure. Anything you say. Don't shoot, Utah.
Hold on, mister.
Help! Jailbreak! Help!
The Lone Ranger hurriedly took his own guns from the sheriff's desk, then left the jail and went to meet Ace and Bill behind the cafe as Ace had planned.
Look, Bill, here comes Utah now. He managed to break out as I planned.
You sure have a way of doing things, Ace.
Well, Ace, here I am.
How'd you manage it, Utah?
Easy. Made out like I was plenty sick. A dumb guard came into the cell to help me to the bunk, and I got the drop on him. I left him locked in the cell and yelling like all get out.
There's your bronc. We better get going before somebody hears that guard and lets him out. Hit leather, Utah, and let's head for the shack.
Right, easy, steady now. Get him, come on, get him.
Meanwhile, Tonto and the sheriff's men waited in the shadows behind the jail. They had heard the guard calling for help, and a moment later saw the figure of the Lone Ranger leave the back door and head for the rear of the cafe.
There go Lone Ranger now. Him go to meet Crooks, maybe.
Yeah, I figure they'll ride out the back way, so they'll come past this grove when they head for the hills. We'll wait right here until they pass, and we'll follow them.
Right, Sheriff.
And what you do with Deputy?
One of you men go inside and quiet him down. Probably locked in the cell the prisoner was using. Tell him you'll notify me, and we'll get right after the escaped hombre.
I'll go in, Sheriff.
Let him stay there a while.
Teach him not to be so dumb.
Quiet, all of you. Folks will get wise if they hear us back here in the grove.
Not right.
Sure looks like a certain party fell for our plan, all right.
There them go.
That's right. Now we'll follow and keep as close as possible without letting them know we're trailing them. Let's go, Ben. I reckon this'll really be the showdown. Get up.
Get him up, Scout.
The Lone Ranger, with Ace and Bill, rode at a fast gallop for some distance until he arrived at the deserted shack back in the hills.
I still can't figure out why you didn't come out here to the hideout in the first place and wait like I told you to do, Utah. Let's go in.
Right.
I hope that Indian Lightfoot who cleans up for us in the road with you came here to wait.
I'm sure Lightfoot came on out here.
That cash from the bank better be here, too.
I told you on the way out to let Lightfoot carry it.
As they approached the door, the Lone Ranger realized that this was to be the showdown. He fingered his guns in readiness for what was bound to happen. Then Ace opened the door.
Hey, here's Ace now.
We came to... Hey, what is this?
Great day. Well, that hombre looks just like me.
Utah, then you are here.
Him wait here like you say. We play cards.
Ace, this other hombre must be a fake.
Reach, all of you.
We've been tricked. We're 5 to 1. Gun him.
Hold it.
By thunder, I'll shoot him. No! That came through the window. You have your stacks around us. Lock your guns,
Sheriff. You all right, Kimasabi? Yes, Tonto. Sheriff, I think this solves the case of the crooks who have been operating in this territory. Utah, where's the bank money?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know about any bank money.
You posed as me and robbed the bank in town. Where's that cash?
Oh, my arm, let go.
Answer me, where is it?
It's
Under the floorboard in the corner over there.
I'll see about it.
Yep, here it is. Still in the stacks that belong to the bank. Well, you, Todd, got you red-handed for robbing that bank. You and Lightfoot both.
Now, look, Sheriff, Ace planned the whole thing. He plans all the jobs, even sneaking a few cattle last night to get you away from town today.
Shut up, Utah.
Well, you'll have plenty of evidence against all of you after you all start squealing on one another.
If Utah wasn't such a fool.
Seems like you're the fool, Cheney. You sure were taken in when you were made to think Utah was at the camp and in jail.
Now, wait a minute. I don't savvy that. How come that fella looks so much like me? Ace should have known by the way he talks anyway.
It was mighty easy to fool Ace when I talk like this, Utah. I don't think you'll have any more trouble in this territory now, Sheriff.
I'm mighty thankful for your help, mister.
Frankly, I rather enjoyed posing as Utah for a while. You don't need our help any longer, Sheriff. Tonto and I'll leave now.
Me bring Silver. Him outside.
Good. Adios, everybody.
He sure looks just like Utah does.
Yeah, but I don't savvy all this. You know him, Sheriff?
Sure. And I know he's disguised his face to look like Utah. Don't really know what he looks like when he's himself, because he always wears a mask.
A mask?
Yep, but he rides to help the law, and these crooks know that. That's why they tried to pull a trick on him and the Indian by having Utah wear a mask and ride a white horse while they robbed the bank.
Me know him. Plenty dangerous fella.
Yep, he's mighty dangerous to crooks, believe me. I reckon these sorry-looking hombres who took orders from Ace Cheney are realizing now it's no use trying to turn the tables on the Lone Ranger. Lone Ranger?
This is a feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated. Created by George W. Trendle, produced by Trendle Campbell Enterprises, directed by Charles D. Livingston, and edited by Fran Striker. The part of the Lone Ranger is played by Grace Beemer.
This has been a presentation of OTRWesterns.com, and we hope you enjoyed. Please take some time to like and rate this episode within your favorite podcast application. Follow us on Facebook by going to OTRWesterns.com/Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel by going to OTRWesterns.com/YouTube. Become one of our ranch hands and unlock some exclusive content. We want to thank our most recent ranch hands, Steve and Ron W., who joined us recently. You too can join by going to OTRWesterns.com/donate. Send us an email, podcast@OTRWesterns.com, and you can call and leave us a voicemail, 707-986-8739. This episode is copyrighted under the attribution non-commercial share-alike copyright. For more information, go to otrwesterns.com/copyright. Have a great day, and thanks for listening.